Good morning, this is Sam Hooper, your friendly local legislative lawyer, and this is my week in legislative law. So I'm back in Austin Airport. It's before 7 a.m, so that can only mean once again I am flying to a different state capital to testify. This time I'm going to Helena, Montana for the first time. My first time either in the capital of that state or in Montana itself. I'm really excited to go there. There's a lot of interesting things happening in Montana at the moment around housing and zoning reform. There's a big bill, Senate Bill 146. It's already making good progress, and this would basically mean that any municipality that wants to restrict zoning, restrict housing, make it more difficult to build, make it more difficult for property owners to do what they want with their property, would have to show a compelling government interest in health and safety. So they couldn't just arbitrarily deny different kinds of building, the kind of missing middle, apartments, ADUs, duplexes, all those kind of things that are really good, unless there's a valid, compelling reason, which there almost always isn't. So it basically takes the concept of strict scrutiny that we see in when a law is being challenged on constitutional grounds, when there's a sensitive constitutional right, and it takes that into the property rights sphere, which is really good. That bill isn't up for a hearing right now, but there are two other bills in Montana that are. There's Senate Bill 213, which is what we call a single stair reform bill. It makes it easier to build the kind of small apartment buildings you see in most of the rest of the world, rather than the huge block-sized double-load corridors with multiple stairways. It's really a remnant from the time when fire codes were very different, when it was felt you needed more than one point of egress because buildings caught fire a lot faster. And generally speaking, it's a rule that nowhere else in the world really needs, and it just artificially increases both the cost and the size of buildings, and it makes it difficult to kind of have that density, and just an attack on property rights as well. And then there's Senate Bill 243, which will make it easier to build multi-unit dwellings and various other things as well, duplexes in certain areas. So and it would restrict the ability of municipalities to control the height of those buildings below 6 stories. So again, really good property rights, really good for urbanism and density. So hopefully a lot of YIMBY supporters will be backing that one. While all this is going on, there's other stuff happening in other subject areas. There's 2 Fresh Start bills that the Institute for Justice is supporting. There's one in Virginia that's up for a hearing right now, actually, just starting in the healthcare professions committee, a subcommittee, I believe. So this is a good bill. It removes remaining references to moral turpitude and things like that. Will just help easier for people who have reformed their lives, paid their debt to societies to get back into licensed occupations. And there's another bill in North Carolina as well, where I've just submitted written testimony on behalf of IJ that does a similar thing. It gets rid of some old archaic terms and just makes it easier for people to get back into licensed professions. So different subjects, lots of different states. I'll message you again from Montana when I get there. This is Sam Hooper and my week in legislative law.